So I gotta ask, bro, where does very special ed come from?
Man, very special ed. Well, first, my government name is Eddie. Well,
Oh,
Edward.
okay. I
Yeah,
assume so.
yeah. I for my whole life I was going by Eddie. Prior to me making music, I had my own visual arts company that
Oh,
was really to help build models' portfolios. I was a photographer, videographer in Chicago. Um, I moved out to Las Vegas to pursue that and ended up having so much time within isolation, moving to a new state,
yeah,
wanting to learn new people and borderline sharpen my blade out here.
got you.
Um, I just, I felt a different level of confidence out here to be able to pursue my music.
Right,
And just through the process of thinking for names, like I couldn't just go by Ed or Eddie. At the
right.
time, my Instagram handle was it's pronounced Edward, and that was definitely not going to be a music name. But in some form, since the music for me is so honest and conscious to my real life,
Right,
and
right.
and I take pride in speaking truth within my music, I get inspired by the people around me to do so, and one of my friends, my brother Solo the Dweeb in Chicago, the
Okay.
person that gave me my first radio record, came up with my name for me with me,
Oh, wow.
um, just reassuring. Like I was at a low point of not having, like I said, confidence in Chicago to really pursue my music the way I wanted to,
Okay.
in my voice, and he just kept reminding me how special I was with I wear a lot of hats, bro. I'm an engineer,
Oh,
producer. I do everything
same
essentially
here.
for myself, type of thing. I don't pay for studio time. I own a studio in Chicago.
Mhm.
I don't pay for beats from other producers. I try to collaborate,
Damn,
and
that's what's up.
but I really do make my own beats from scratch, and I also write my own music. So he just felt special goes with me,
Right.
and when I first started, I was just special ed. I was just special ed. I had my first radio interview in Chicago with Nitty Knockers, and,
Okay.
and they corrected me. They were like, there's an MC in New
That's
York.
what I was gonna say
Yeah,
from way back when, special ed.
yep,
I remember him of his ears, man. He had these low ears, like Will Smith got him.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I immediately after that interview, me and my friend who I brought up there, Sly, another artist,
Mhm.
um, we got in my car and I was like, man, ignorantly, like the joy from the interview was just like, you know what? I'm very special ed.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it with very special ed.
Hell yeah.
And I ran with it. I ran with it. And once I started to take myself more serious as an artist, people started just identifying me outside of Eddie and Ed as
Right.
special. And yeah, that's kind of where the name rooted from.
Okay.
And yeah, it's definitely manifested and harvested through good friendship, good relationship, and
Yeah.
just their perspective on me during a low time, and making that low time a beautiful disaster in a sense, and
Right.
getting as much positive as I could out of it. So came
Definitely.
out of getting the name such a more confident person in myself and my artistry for sure.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, I was very curious. I love the journey of the name of how it started and how you
Yeah,
got here now. That is what's up.
for sure.
So
I appreciate it.
so you said, are you from Chicago? Like born and like somewhat raised, and then you move around a lot?
Yeah,
Or
I spent a lot of time on all sides of Chicago. I
okay.
grew up on the north side. I spent a lot of my maturing after high school, like
Mhm.
3 or 4 years on the west side of Chicago,
Oh, okay.
and that's where I started to invest time and effort into the music. And yeah, I've been in Chicago my whole life prior to me moving to Las Vegas.
Okay.
Um, I also am first generation Filipino American. So my mom came over from the Philippines, type of thing.
I want to ask from where, because my wife is Filipino and she's first generation also.
If
I
I'm
don't
not,
remember where she's from though.
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, my mom was from original around the capital of Manila. So
Okay.
she came over when she was younger. I want to say like 4 or 5, and yeah, I was just raised in Chicago. I was
Mhm.
I don't know Tagalog, which is the Filipino
My
language.
yeah, my wife knows that. She knows that and the other dialect I can't think of.
That man, that's like a dream of mine, and definitely before my feet leave this earth, I gotta learn Tagalog. Mainly just in Filipino culture, like there's a lot of us younger Filipinos who can't speak to our older family because that's their main language.
Yeah,
Um, I just think it would mean a lot for me and specifically my family if I learned Tagalog and I was able to contain culture dialogue within our bloodline to it's just a blessing to be able to learn different
right.
languages, speak to different people. So I would
I
love
guess
to be able to learn Tagalog and speak to my family that one I haven't met. I have like 30
yeah.
cousins in the Philippines type of
Damn.
thing.
Have you
Yeah.
been to the Philippines yet?
I planned on it last year. It's an expensive
Oh,
trip. It's an expensive trip. It's like a 12-hour flight. And then
yeah.
since it's such a long flight, you kind of want to stay there for 2 weeks and make it,
Oh,
you know what I'm
definitely.
saying? Like you don't want to stay any
First.
less than 2 weeks coming from America for sure.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I know my wife wants to take me and all the kids to the Philippines so I can experience that culture, which I'm all down for.
Yeah,
Just like you said, it's expensive. You know what I mean?
very, very.
But once you get there, everything's cheap. It's weird. I don't
Oh,
get.
crazy cheap. A dollar from America, bringing it over there. It's like a lot of my Filipino cousins that I have spoken to, they have
Mhm.
even looked at people like me and my sister being Americanized and what my sister does, having her own business,
Right.
and me having my own business. They look at us as like we're the pinnacle. Like we're doing what they essentially want to come here and do. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
regular thing.
Yeah, to be able to pursue passion and kind of disconnect from the matrix given to us, you know what
Right.
I'm saying, to be able to really find your true self, figure out what you want in this lifetime. And I can appreciate that, but I just wish I could have more conversation with them, you know what I'm saying? If
Oh, definitely,
I'm gonna
definitely.
learn Tagalog, man, you just put me on my shelf. I'm gonna learn Tagalog
He
soon.
said, "Hey man, whatever I gotta do to inspire and motivate you, bro. Yeah, go learn it because my wife wants me to learn it too. But all I know is a couple words and some cuss words.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. I know words that were told to me when I was like a kid, like palot is getting a spanking and stuff like
Oh yeah, I know that one.
yeah.
My wife says it to the kids. I know that one.
Uh-huh. And then the obvious Mahal you know what I'm saying? That's that
Oh
spreading love and I love
yeah,
you. Yeah. That's dope that you know that though, bro. That low key warmed my soul a little bit, man. Hearing that, that's beautiful for real.
yeah. Like the basic stuff I know, but like deep conversation. Like I talk to her grandma. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't understand. Is that like they're very soft spoken? So like they got to speak up. I used to be in the army and
Wow.
like my job was to shoot cannons. So like I'd never wear my ear protection. So I messed up. So I can't hear all that well. Trust me, you are on the speakers loud and clear.
Oh yeah, I got you blasted right now. I feel that.
So when did you start rhyming? When did you start rapping? When did you start starting to learn how to engineer and produce?
Yeah, so I was actually taught how to produce first.
Oh,
I
really?
have a thankfully the good parenting and efforts to keep me active and out
Mhm.
of the nonsense in Chicago. My parents put me in a lot of after school things and during school things, such as like I played the trumpet, I played the drums, I played the guitar, bass guitar. I had a dad who really invested time and effort to, you know what I'm saying, not only for me to enjoy life, but
Right.
also learn something that I could take with me. And
That's
I
what's up.
started I started playing instruments at a young age. I want to say grade school,
Oh,
um, and then I want to say 2016, 2017 is when I really picked up my laptop, downloaded FL Studio, and
okay.
due to the people that I was around.
Hmm.
Um, I was mentored by like people within a collective that I am a part of.
Okay.
We're more family based collective now, less of a, you know what I'm saying, a business. We learn
That's a
from
good
our
thing.
mistakes, type of thing.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Yeah. And a lot of my inspirations, like QVRS, Solo to Dweeb, just kept me motivated because they saw the potential. They know my drive. When I'm able to put my mind to something, then I can make something happen. So yeah, 2017. I started producing. And
Okay.
then when I came to Vegas in 2018, that's when I started recording, engineering myself, and learning on my own voice before I can go and help anybody else with their artistry.
Right.
So it was a process. You could scroll back to that time and hear the difference
Right.
of sound and even
Right.
content that I was trying to push out. And now it's just harvested more based on everything's always been true to me, but it's just a different point of life for me now. I'm 26 years old,
Okay.
and I've invested all of my time and heart and effort into making sure that I don't have to ever work a 9 to 5. I don't want to,
Same
and
here.
yeah. So I started running studio sessions out of my bedroom in Chicago, $25 an hour, really from my close friends, and people
Okay.
started to see more a lot of more sounds in my catalog outside of mine, which
Oh,
made
okay.
other artists in Chicago able to invest their time and money and effort into studio space with me as their engineer. And it always works out beautifully working with other artists because I produce too. And my
Right.
biggest pet peeve is when an artist comes to the studio and types in YouTube and pulls a YouTube beat because I'm a producer.
Right.
And when you're stealing a YouTube beat, I feel some type of way because
Yeah.
I know what it feels like. So how I started to move as I aged and grew within the art is just I want to produce for these artists. I want to be able to grab the fruit of all of the artists I work with and squeeze the juice out of it so I could take what I want from the artists and
Got you.
alongside killing two birds with one stone with giving them what they want too.
Right.
And I feel like one thing that's not harped on heavily within artists is like you want a connection with these producers you work with.
Yeah, definitely.
You want your producer to know your sound rather than you having to find the sound from the producer. You want the producer to know what you want and at least a reference, an idea.
Right.
So that's why after the first session with a new client, I normally would start, okay, I'm going to drop you a folder of beats based off of what you recorded today and stuff that I think you might actually sound good on.
Right.
And now standing today, I want to say I have about 7 to 10 regulars who I just like have utmost respect for, and it's vice versa to where it's like I could send you beats.
Right.
I'm not selling these beats for like 20, 50. I just want you to make your song to it,
Right.
and let's do this properly to where it's like you're getting paid, I'm getting paid off of the success on the song. I don't want you to be investing money that you don't have because I ended up being in that same situation. I didn't want to invest money that I didn't have on
Mm-hmm.
producers beats, so I started producing my own beats. I didn't have the money to go into the studios I wanted to, so I built the studio I wanted to. You know what
That's
I'm
what's
saying?
up.
So yeah, I try to invest independent, or I try to instill independence within artistry because there's so much music money out here and so many different opportunities for us artists, independent artists specifically, to make a living and make this a full-time thing for sure. So
Definitely. I
yeah.
like how you pretty much a win-win situation. You're not trying to gouge them and just leave them pretty much penniless and everything and
uh,
all messed up. And you sitting there like, yo, I scratch your back, you scratch my back. Let's build that relationship and that connection. That's what's up. Because not a lot of people are like that because the music industry can be grimy as hell. So
Very.
yeah, so I totally get it. But other than music, man, what else do you do? What are your hobbies?
Man, I game a lot. I
Oh,
game
okay.
a lot.
What you
A
play?
lot of I play Apex, Call of Duty, 2K. I
Okay.
I'm on Xbox and yeah,
Yeah, you on the Xbox. Good job. Good job.
yeah. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad we didn't have to go like this because of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we good. We good.
But yeah, I game. I do game heavy. I feel like the game is just an escape from reality for me. Obviously, you get so submerged in what's going on.
Right, right,
And also, I play with people that I've known for like 10, 12 years. A lot of my close people are people that I met through the game, to be honest. A lot of my longest relationships with friendships are people that I met through the game, and we
right.
just as kids used to play every day. And it's something that a habit that we still do, but now it's as we're older, we're just really trying to get on the mic and make sure everybody's good on there. And you know what I'm saying? We'll play a couple games here and there, but it's more of like us to check in with our homies, our brothers, and
Oh
really
yeah, definitely.
and wellness check and whatnot. But outside of gaming, man, I'm big on sports. I watch a lot of NBA
That's
basketball.
what I was gonna ask you. What's your team and who you going for in the playoffs?
Man, my team is gone, man. I'm a
I love
Chicago
it.
man, and
Oh, okay.
my team was not blessed to have to play the best player in the league right now. We played Giannis, and
Hmm.
we clearly see what greatness looks like, even with pieces missing with Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
But he's different. I kind of felt like that was gonna go that way, but as a Chicagoan, you know, we're gonna fight. We're gonna
Oh yeah,
fight
definitely.
and hope and wish that our team pulls through. But yeah, that's definitely what I spend a good majority of my free time doing is really watching sports and really kind of connecting within what other people are interested in
Definitely.
outside of just the music. You know what I'm saying? I can't drown myself in solely just music, 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 music.
Yeah, you need that break.
Yeah, and people have this like connotation that it's a good thing to constantly be locked in and whatnot in the studio and always making beats and always writing. And I used to think that way thoroughly when I started just to improve. But and there's always room for improvement. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, you still got to tap in with reality, whether it be your
True.
family, other interests that you have when the music stuff is. And not everything is smooth in the creative process. You go through blocks. You go through issues of figuring out what sound you want and what instrument you want to pull together. So yeah, I just really that's what I kind of grew up through was sports and I played football and stuff of that nature. So everything kind of just ascended into
Right.
maybe me taking a back seat of thinking like, oh, I'm league bound and more like can appreciate other people's talent as
Oh yeah,
opposed
definitely.
to always be focused on mine as an athlete.